What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today we're going to be checking out the Pines map, which I seriously don't understand why they call it Pines. You would think they would just simply call it Mall since, obviously we're standing inside a mall. You would think it would just be like, common sense to name it that, but whatever makes Treyarch happy. And we're also going to be using the AK-47. Just decided to switch things up a little bit. I've been using tons of gameplay with the Grows, playing on Garrison or Crossroads Raid. I just want to switch it up a little bit and choose a map that you guys don't really see too often, and also a weapon I don't really post on the channel that much as well. But today's commentary is going to be very controversial. I can already see and predict the comment section right now as we speak. I already know it's going to be tons of people saying that I'm stupid, I'm going insane, I'm losing touch on COD, all of the above. I can already read it. But to me personally, I think that adding this one feature back into Call of Duty will really make a change and really make a difference in how the community thinks of this game, if they do it a little bit more frequently. Now, I know the second I say this name, I'm honestly scared to say this name right now, because like I said, I already know the comment section is going to be just firing it up, but the jetpacks. If they brought back jetpacks, I think Call of Duty would be in a very good spot. Now, I do not want jetpacks every single year. I think that's the main reason why everybody hates that type of cycle, is because when Advanced Warfare came out, that wasn't really the best jetpack COD. I would say Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare were far superior compared to Advanced Warfare. And if they spread them out evenly, instead of cramming them all together back to back to back, I feel like the community would have accepted it a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? When we had a back-to-back-to-back cycle, it was a little too much, because at its core, Call of Duty is a boots-on-the-ground game. I don't want them to make a permanent change to jetpacks. That's not the whole point of this video. I'd rather die than see a permanent change to jetpacks in Call of Duty, because at its core, what made Call of Duty is the good boots-on-the-ground gameplay. That's what the core fan base loves. But having a hint of jetpacks every once in a while here and there can really spice things up, especially since the majority of the community loves a fast-paced title. That's why I personally never understand it about the Call of Duty community. The majority of the people that I see personally don't like jetpack Call of Duty games, but they really want a fast-paced experience. They want to have constant gunfights, enemies around every single corner, topping all 50, 80, 100 kill games in a Call of Duty title. People want that gameplay, but then they go ahead and say they hate jetpack CODs and they never want to see them again. Where jetpack CODs are basically where you get those 80 to 100 gameplays. In all the jetpack CODs, I was holding almost a 4 to 5 KD compared to boots on the ground Call of Duty games, where I'll usually hold typically like a 3 to 3.50 KD if I'm pretty decent at it. So it's a massive difference between my personal playstyle, and I'm sure a lot of your playstyles as well. It's just naturally more enemies, more action, and more intense gunfights when you have a jetpack COD compared to boots on the ground. Jetpack COD games also introduced a much bigger skill gap compared to any boots on the ground game, to be honest with you, which made it really fun for my personal experience, because I'm a very competitive player sometimes. And I like when it's a massive skill gap between players, because then it allows you to see and grow to your true potential if you really do want to get better at that game. And in jetpack games, you really need to learn jetpacks. You have to get used to strafing with them, using them to your advantage, using them to rotate around the map. There's a lot of useful things you can do with a jetpack. But the best part about Call of Duty jetpack games is that they're not required. If you want to just sit there and run around and never touch your jetpack once, you're allowed to do that in any of those games. Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, BO3. At certain times on certain maps, it might get pretty difficult. The map designs were built around jetpacks. But if you didn't want to use it, you did not have to. You could just simply run around and shoot people, or camp in corners, or play however you want. Just like it's a typical boots-on-the-ground Call of Duty game, you could play it exactly like Call of Duty 4 if you wanted to. The original. But if you don't learn and adapt, yes, there are going to be players who are going to be stomping you out. The players who learned how to strafe with jetpacks, get that height advantage always, learn how to wall run and rotate the map extremely fast. Those players are going to be topping out with 5, 6, maybe even 7 KDs in jetpack CODs, just with how fast it is and how much you could push as a good player and how aggressive you can get. And honestly, with that being said, it brings me right back to the main topic. I don't understand how people don't enjoy jetpack CODs. I know tons of you guys are just like me. You love being aggressive. You love running and gunning. And the main thing that you always complain about is people who are noobs, corner campers, people who camp all the time, don't do anything, sit in the back of the map. Those players typically annoy you. And in jetpack CODs, those players are completely pushed aside. The developers did try to help them out every once in a while. Just like in every Call of Duty game, there's always going to be things to protect the noobs. That's personally why I love Black Ops Cold War so much, because For the first time in a very long time, there's not many equipment or weapons or cheesy mods or anything that will really give a player an advantage. Yes, maybe like the DMR and the dual akimboed magnums right now, or the three-burst pistols or whatever they're called. Maybe, yes, for those, they are pretty cheesy, but those are going to get nerfed eventually. At its core, there's no cheese. It's just gun-on-gun action, and that's what I love about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But going back to the point, every single Call of Duty game, and maybe in the future for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, but currently no, but possibly in the future, have some things that will protect the noobs and give them a little bit of an advantage. But in Jetpack CODs, you're not allowed to sit up in a building, post up in a window, hold it down, and just stomp out noobs. No. You can get pushed so easily, it's insane. Like I said, if you learn the jetpack, you can use it in any environment. Even if you're in a closed room, you can even wall run on the tightest little area and jump around your opponent. If they don't know how to use the movement in a jetpack game, they're at a massive disadvantage. Every jetpack COD is made for players who like to be aggressive, push 24/7, and basically find enemies a lot. It's made for high KD games. And with this being said, Advanced Warfare 2 has kind of been leaked for the future. As you guys know, Sledgehammer Games is potentially coming back to be the main developer for Call of Duty 2021. And with this being said, there were leaks that are stating that it's possibly going to be, enhanced movement in this game as well. Stuff like jetpacks or wall running. Even though it's not confirmed, we don't know if jetpacks are coming back. It could just be potentially, like the slide, the super slide that you have in like Infinite Warfare, BO3, or Advanced Warfare and stuff like that. Or maybe wall running and stuff like that. It might have no jetpacks at all. But I'm just saying, if it does come back, I'm not going to be mad, I don't think. I seriously don't think so. It will be nice to see a jetpack COD game return every once in a while, for the Russian community at least. I know Call of Duty isn't just only Russian players. It's made out of so many different kinds of players, and that's what makes Call of Duty so unique. You have your campers, you have the noobs, you have the running gunny aggro players, you have OBJ players, you got snipers, you have all types of personalities mixed together into one game. And jetpack CODs, even though a lot of people hated them, including the running gun community, we gotta be honest, jetpack CODs were directly made for the Russian community. Because even though no matter how well you make a boots on the ground title, just like Black Ops 4 for an example, that was probably the most fast-paced boots on the ground title I've ever seen. But even at its core, people can still camp. There are still things that allowed people to hold down buildings, lock down their location, and have nobody try to counter that, get in, jump around you, nothing. It's boots on the ground, you can hold down one location and call it a day. That is just simply not a thing in jetpack CODs. And the main thing that really kept me away from liking jetpack CODs back in their prime was the movement, not being able to do it very easily with the controllers that we had during the time. But things have really changed in Call of Duty. I mean, you could just typically go and get just a normal PlayStation or Xbox controller, and even with that, you can get paddles on the back of it to make it easier for you to jump around or drop shot and stuff like that. So jetpack CODs might be a lot easier nowadays for a lot more of the people. Because back in the day when I was playing on a regular PS3 controller playing Advanced Warfare, I sold that game. It was such a bad and awful experience that I never wanted to touch another jetpack COD again. But then I tried out the mouse and keyboard with Black Ops 3 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It was just outstanding. It was an amazing experience. Which is why, like I said, I really do think that nowadays, with more people hopping on PC to use mouse and keyboard, and just the natural progression of the controllers and being able to have paddles so you can jump a lot easier, jetpacks might be a little bit more accepting nowadays compared to back in the day. But once again, even with all of this being said, and me giving you all these positive things that I love about jetpacks, I do not want to see this on a year-to-year-to-year basis. Never again. That is what made people hate jetpacks in the first place, and if they repeat that cycle, jetpacks will never be accepted ever again in Call of Duty history. And I don't want to see that. I would like to see jetpacks thrive, because once again, I think they're really fun. It allows the Russian community, the people who just love to be very aggro, go for high KDs, intense matches, get tons of streaks and stuff like that. Jetpack CODs are perfect for players like us. It's non-stop action around every single corner. And even though the campers are still there and they're present, you can counter them very easily just by being good at using a jetpack. Strafe out of the way of all their equipment, strafe out of the way of their bullets. Being good with a jetpack is just absolutely insane with the possibilities that you have at being a good Call of Duty player. But they need to be able to space it out. Like maybe one jetpack COD every single 3 CODs that they make. Maybe something like that, or maybe every 2 CODs they'll make another jetpack COD. But every single year is an awful idea, because then people are going to get too fed up, because once again, Call of Duty is not a jetpack series, it's a boots on the ground series. That's what made Call of Duty so popular. And even in the future, if they want to just maybe make a separate game mode for some of these boots on the ground games that will allow jetpacks to come in. Like what they did with Blackout. Blackout never had jetpacks, and BO4 never had jetpacks. But later on in Blackout, they introduced jetpacks, so now you can just sit there and fly around in BR and Blackout. It's absolutely insane. But if they introduce cool little things like that where it doesn't interrupt the core feel of a boots on the ground COD game, but still have a little thing on the side for people who want to, jump around and have intense, fast-paced matches, that'll be a cool idea as well. But regardless, I'm pretty excited if Sledgehammer Games is working on an Advanced Warfare 2. I just hope they make it differently, because I absolutely hated Advanced Warfare 1. You guys already know my opinion about this. I said this a million times. I sold that game. Absolutely god-awful. I could not stand Advanced Warfare at all. I've never been more angry in my whole life, to be completely honest with you guys. So as long as they work on the mistakes that they made with that game and make a much more solid experience, I will be a lot more accepting of it. Because like you guys saw with the end of World War II, they did a good job with the overhaul. If they can make a game very similar to that, I can see tons of potential in the future for Sledgehammer. But guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. By all means, if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, want to catch me live stream some video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.